glorify you, Jesus. Magnify you, Lord. You're worthy of the glory, Lord.
Amen. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Last week, we concluded with the fact that El Shaddai grants us supplies that will sustain or restore relationships properly so that we don't have to keep going through the same outcomes time after time. And as stated, this week we're going to look at Elohim, and that's spelled E-L-O-H-I-M. Elohim, and that is the name for the Creator. And we're going to start out in Genesis. And once again, as we get going, I love you in advance, because once I get going, there's a lot of scriptures I need for you to have today so that it sets the precedence for the weeks to come. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm trying to give you the advances as best I can, because once again, this one's going to be pretty painful, but it's just like any medicine. It tastes terrible at the beginning, but it's going to straighten out what's been messed up. So that's what we're after, right? So we want to start out in the book of Genesis chapter 2. Verses 7 and 8, and then I'm going to skip down to verse 15. Genesis chapter 2, verse 7 and 8. And then we're going to skip down to verse 15. I'm going to read down through verse 25. So in Genesis chapter 2, verse 7 and 8, reads as follows. It says, "And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed." Okay, before I skip down to verse 15, I want you to see something very important in those two verses. The word Lord there should be capital L, capital O, capital R, capital D. The word God there should be a capital G, a lowercase o, a lowercase d. The Lord that's there means Jehovah, that's the self-existent and the eternal. God there, that's the word for Elohim. So our self-existent Creator formed man of the dust of the ground, breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. And the self-existent and eternal Creator planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. Let's skip down to verse 15. It says, "And the Lord God took the man and put him into the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. And the Lord God said, It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make an helpmeet for him." Men, I will make him an helpmeet for him. Say it again. Men, I will make him an helpmeet for him. And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field, every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all the cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found and helpmeet for him. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam. Men, the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam. Men, one more time. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam. Women, don't think you're out of the clear. And he slept, and he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh and stead thereof. And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother. Men, therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother. Men, one more time. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. Now, one of the things I need you to notice about this, you have a prepared place. Men, you have a prepared place. There is a place that is waiting on you. There is a place that is designed for only you. It's your garden. It is your spot. It is your position. There is also someone that he will prepare out of you once you get in place. He will prepare someone to help you meet the prepared place that he's got you in. All right. This is important, and I'm laying a foundation because I'm about to give you 3 questions that you're going to have to address. The first thing that I need you to see about this being a prepared place, it's a garden. If you look in verse 8, it says, And there he put the man whom he had formed. Not the man that you formed. The man that he formed. Okay? That's important. Because if you try to put the man that you formed in the garden that he's made for you, it ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. You will bang your head up against shovels, scarecrows, all kinds of stuff is going to come at you in that garden when you try to go at that garden according to your own ways. Now, this is important to understand about this. There's 2 things that he puts us in the garden to do. Dress it and keep it. And you don't want to go shopping with her. Gotta fix that. Dress it and keep it. The garden that you're placed in, the position that you're put in, there's a particular way it's supposed to look. See, that's why I laugh at people. I know most people don't really wonder why I do a lot of the things that I do sometimes, but I know one of the things that people probably wonder is, why does he worry about keeping the truck clean, and why does he worry about keeping the house clean? It's not that everything's perfect about all of those things, but it can still be kept clean. Dress it and keep it. See, if you neglect something that he's given you to maintain, why should he give you anything else on any other level? So you might not have the vehicle that you want, but chances are the reason that you probably don't have the one that you want is probably because you're not taking care of the one you got. Because that's your garden to keep. Okay? Like I said, we're going to go at a pretty good pace here, but I want you to understand some things. I want you to understand, okay, Why is it that he's out there with his hands in the cold trying to make sure that that thing is wiped off and clean? Why is it that he's out there sometimes doing what seems to be crazy, wiping on that truck? Is he idolizing that thing? No, I'm not idolizing it. I understand I got to take care of it. That's my job. That's me. And see, this is very important because of this right here. To dress it and keep it. See, you don't know how long you got to keep it. So you might as well prepare to keep it long term. So if you'll take good care of it, see, and this is the other thing, because what that does is that prepares you for when you get to the place that you understand kingdom and you've got it paid off and it's still in good condition, and then he says, okay, go sow that to somebody. Yes. Because I've given you this garden, and you're going to grow some more vehicles because you're going to take this one that you've taken care of, paid it off, and go bless somebody with this one, and then watch what I do to you. But you won't dress and keep what you got. All right, I'm going to back off of y'all for that one because we're going to the relationship part. Now, understand this. Look down in verse 18. It says, and the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for him. Okay, ladies, it's your turn. I ain't changing. And you wonder why you're still lonely. And you wonder why the things that you're looking for out of the relationship ain't happening. Because he's trying to make you into something to be a helpmeet for who he's got for you, but you won't change. I love you.
Why they get out of it?
You'll find out in just a minute. That's what I'm trying to teach you. Because the whole idea that we've got to recognize is he's made us different. So that's the whole point. Men, sometimes you want to be coddled too much. You want to hear somebody to praise you. You want to hear somebody to tell you good job. You want to get over it and go to the mission. Dress it and keep it. Even if they don't say the right things to you. See, notice that there's nowhere in here that he puts a clause that says, if they encourage you, then you dress it and keep it. No, you dress it and keep it no matter what, because that's your job. So you have to learn that sometimes you're not going to have somebody in your corner saying, baby, you're doing just such a good job. You're doing just such a wonderful job. And that's nice. But see, the problem is you start to use that as your fuel. And then when you don't get that, then you quit dressing and keeping the garden. And then wonder why vultures and all kinds of other critters and everything else come in messing with the garden. Now, understand this, because I'm building something for you. In verse 19, notice that it says, and out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. See, God's placed some people around you and you calling them the wrong things, okay? You're calling them some things that they're actually not. And when you call those things what they're actually not, it hinders you from getting to the things that should be called on your behalf. Now what? Because this is very important. It says, and whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. See, this is why that's so important.